There are moments in tech where you can feel a shift coming before it actually happens. Right now, in the AI video world, that moment feels very close. Kling 3.0 hasn't launched yet, but the conversations around it are getting louder, more specific, and more confident. Creators aren't just guessing anymore, they're waiting. This video isn't a tutorial, and it isn't confirmed specs. It's about reading the signals and understanding the direction Kling 3.0 appears to be moving in, and why that direction matters for creators. To understand why Kling 3.0 is so anticipated, we need to be honest about the current state of AI video. Today's AI video tools are impressive but fragile. They can generate beautiful frames, but motion breaks easily. They can create short clips but struggle with longer sequences. And while realism has improved, physical interactions often fall apart. Creators end up spending more time re-rolling and fixing than actually creating. This is the gap Kling 3.0 is expected to address. Higgsfield has positioned itself differently from many other AI companies. Instead of focusing only on viral demos, the focus has been on creator workflows. Kling wasn't built just to look good in a single clip. It was built to move toward real creative production. Kling 2.6 already showed strong realism and cinematic output, but it also revealed the limits of current AI video generation. Motion instability, limited clip length, and inconsistent interactions are still real problems. Kling 3.0 feels like the next logical step. One of the strongest expectations around Kling 3.0 is a shift in how AI video is generated. Instead of thinking in isolated clips, Kling 3.0 appears to be moving towards scenes. That means better context awareness, stronger continuity, and smarter decisions across multiple moments in a video. This is where the idea of a more unified workflow becomes important. If Kling 3.0 understands what happened before and what comes next, it stops behaving like a random generator and starts acting more like a creative assistant. The word Omni keeps appearing in discussions around Kling 3.0. While it hasn't been fully explained yet, the implications are significant. Omni suggests a system that understands the whole rather than just a single prompt. For creators, that could mean consistent characters across shots, stable environments, and fewer continuity errors. It's the difference between generating content and building a story. A lot of attention is focused on resolution, especially the expectation of 4K output at 60 frames per second. And while resolution matters, quality isn't just about pixels. Quality is about motion that feels natural, physics that make sense, and details that hold up in close-up shots. Kling 3.0 is expected to improve all of these areas, not just increase resolution numbers. Another major expectation is longer clip duration. Kling 2.6 sits around the 10-second mark, while Kling 3.0 is expected to push closer to 15 seconds. That may not sound like much, but in storytelling terms, it's a meaningful difference. Longer clips allow for pacing, emotion, and narrative flow, but only if the video remains stable from beginning to end. Stability is the real challenge, and it's what creators are watching most closely. If there's one area where AI video models are judged hardest, it's physical interaction. Hands touching objects, people interacting naturally, and movement that respects gravity and momentum are still difficult for AI systems. Kling 3.0 is expected to make noticeable improvements here, reducing glitches and making interactions feel more believable. If it succeeds, it clears one of the biggest barriers to realistic AI video. Another expectation that keeps surfacing is multi-shot control. Instead of generating one clip at a time, creators may be able to design sequences with stronger continuity across shots. This matters for anyone trying to tell a story, build a brand, or create cinematic content. It means less patchwork editing and more intentional creation. What makes this moment different is timing. AI video tools are improving quickly, but creators are also becoming more demanding. Expectations are higher than ever. Kling 3.0 is launching into a space where good enough is no longer enough. If it delivers meaningful improvements, it won't just be another option. It could become a reference point for what AI video should feel like. Another reason Kling 3.0 is drawing so much attention is accessibility. Hixfield has made it clear that creators will have free access options. That lowers the barrier to experimentation and allows more people to test and create. When powerful tools become accessible, creative ecosystems grow rapidly. Kling 3.0 may not be perfect, and no first release ever is. But it represents a shift in direction for AI video creation. It suggests a move from clips to scenes, from demos to workflows, and from novelty to real utility. If that direction continues, AI video creation may soon feel less like prompting and more like directing. Kling 3.0 isn't just another update on a roadmap, it's a signal that AI video is maturing. And when Kling 3.0 finally drops, we'll see whether AI video is ready to take its next step forward. All signs suggest that moment is very close.